to each individual children that had endured extreme either physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional, psychological abuse, verbal abuse, any abuse that had happened to that individual. What would happen is the amount of fear within them that is not addressed becomes something that becomes their shadow. Okay, it becomes their shadow. This shadow that they carry can be used against anyone who is not aware of how deep that darkness is. And I tell you that I've come across a lot of dark people. I've come across people who have seen satanic ritual abuse. I've come across people who have been put in a situation where they were forced to see perhaps even MURDER, and there's just so many, I don't want to go there. I'm just trying to say, my point is there is people out there in the world who has deep set fears that becomes their shadow that is controlling them. And this shadow is searching for light to feed on. That shadow inside these people, they don't have a connection to God, so God is not replenishing their need for warmth. Their soul feels very cold and they need to feed on warm people. We are warm people. Empathic people, empaths, we are warm people because we are connected to our hearts. We are not cold-blooded. We are not cruel people. We are kind and compassionate. That's why a lot of people target us. That's why a lot of people see us as a soothing, cooling drink to like slurp. Like we're slurpees. We're very soothing. That's why some people like us, we don't want to be open to a lot of dangerous, abusive folks, because they don't respect that we did the work. We did the healing work. We battle our demons. We look at the darkness we endured, and then we soothe ourselves. We heal. We learn, pick up the wisdom. We gain our strength. Pain turns to power. We didn't deny our pain, but there are people who do deny their pain, and then they go and chase other people who have healed for their power. So they keep on trading friendships for different friends with different power. They try to accumulate their identity by breaking each friend and continue to go and become fake friends with people, and then keep breaking that friendship and breaking other people's energy. They try. But karma is great. God is great. That's why there is justice in the world. If there is no justice in the world, then the world wouldn't even exist. Understand? If there is no karma, if there is no justice, if people who do bad things keep getting away doing bad things, and there's no karma. There is karma. I've seen it. I've seen it happen. Don't believe it if you don't, but to me, I believe it. I've seen it. And God's revenge is even more calculative and cruel and evil, more than you can even imagine, more than the human mind can comprehend how evil God can be to your own enemy who try to burn you at the stakes, who try to witch hunt you. Fear of being seen because of the witch hunt. Being drained, being love is being used. Okay, so why we push away love and self-sabotage? This one, the thought that just re-popped in my brain, asking to be loved, but we discriminate ourselves from it. the tug of war we have to feel safe, to feel loved, is actually a CPTSD. Is a CPTSD because being rewarded for being unique, for expressing your talents, being celebrated, being seen, given attention and celebrated without feeling the fear, being seen, being celebrated, being given attention, without the fear coming afterwards, like, oh my God, what would ex-parent think about people giving me attention? Because if you grew up in a household where when people give you positive attention, when people give you warmth, basically it's more like if you have a matriarch that is quick to be jealous of their own daughter when the daughter is getting a lot of the warmth attention from other people, it triggers her. So you grew up kind of like shrinking yourself so that you don't threaten other people's ego. You don't threaten other people's superiority complex. The CPTSD of being seen, the complex post-traumatic stress disorder of being seen and being visible and attracting predators. Okay? You attracted these predators. And the idea of you not being alert, that you are sovereign, that you are having your own personal authority, you are the adult. And one thing that during the moments where you encounter toxic people who are sucking your life energy, who are putting you in a predicament, is that you don't remember your authority. This authority that you don't remember is called practicing boundaries. One thing that you need to learn is that, number one, when you notice somebody has crossed you, somebody has disrespected you, what you need to do is forcing yourself to remember this. Hold a grudge. That grudge is not going to be manipulated by charm, by distraction, because narcissists, they will intentionally provoke you and then they will distract you to feel confused and conflicted so that you cannot express your boundary and say, hey, that's rude. Hey, that's disrespectful. Hey, I don't appreciate that you're doing this right now. Hey, your tone of voice is very ugly. They don't want you to have that command, authority, and sovereignty. They don't want you to use your free will to remember who you are. This type of individuals, people who target you and cause you this complex PTSD, they don't want you to have awareness of your surrounding. This is a method that they will use in order to control your mind, in order to control your decisions, in order to lock you into doing them favors that benefit them, especially if it involves sexual abuse, especially if it involves molesting, if it involves some weird shit that they're into. There will be people who will push you into a space where you can't remember something important. And what they're doing essentially is intimidating you. They will do this trick only because somebody else did this to them and they don't know how to respond to it. It's not your job to heal other people's trauma, but if you find yourself dealing with these stupid situation, just know that you have every right to walk away. You have every right to walk away from people who intimidates you to do something that you know you don't want. But the thing is, in the heat of the moment where you are pressured into agreeing, this takes practice, but with practice, you will start to have stronger boundaries to actually learn to even be to even mirror the violence and the rudeness back. Because the thing is, somebody is about to rob you, to rob a decision from you, and the decision is about protecting yourself. When you are confronted with somebody who is seeing you as a means to an end, when they see you as an opportunity to benefit from avoiding loneliness, benefit from feeling like they want to avoid feeling sad, they are just using you as a psychic sponge so that you can take on their emotional pain, sorrow, baggage, depression, demons. They will try, but they probably fail. And the thing is, they will try this, and you can remember how protected you are. And if you don't have that remembrance, remember now. If you have a religion, you have a faith, if you have a God, remember that you are protected and your energy cannot be violated. If the person around you is trying to violate your energy, trying to pressure you to make a decision, and you feel pressure, you feel cornered, pressured, intimidated, and what they do is they try to intimidate you to not recognize your truth and your power. And I hope that anybody who crossed this video will watch for these red flags with anyone they interact with, and recognize that with practice, and of course it needs practice. You will have to practice it with everyone you interact with, any day, any space, because everybody might have different darkness and shadow looming around them, and you might be somebody that they want to try this with. They want to prey on you. They're the predator, and they want to use you in some shape, manner, or form.